This is the most disciplined monster I've ever seen. Every night, it runs 2 laps around the earth. The man's name is Luke. He used to be a sprint champion and won many gold medals in various competitions. He especially loved running on the track, especially when winning gold medals. One day, Luke had an accident. A billboard suddenly fell. Luke pushed his wife out of the way to protect her, but the billboard fell on his lower body, paralyzing him. The immense force rendered his lower body useless, and from that moment on, he would never be able to run again. His life would be spent in a wheelchair. Every day, his wife carefully took care of him, but Luke, looking at the gold medals and trophies in his room, couldn't help but feel tremendous pain. These were his honors, his past. Luke felt tormented, unable to understand why life was so unfair to him. He was a champion with an extraordinary talent for running. He couldn't grasp why his fate turned out this way. He hated himself, especially his own helplessness. He didn't want to spend his entire life in a wheelchair. Luke's resentment caught the attention of a demon. The demon promised to make Luke run again, to make him run on his own legs. The demon kept speaking to him, offering him the chance to run, but only if he paid a price. Luke would have to give up his humanity and become a demon. Initially, Luke rejected the offer, but as he glanced at his medals, he realized he no longer had them, and he couldn't accept this reality. His despair led him to accept the demon's offer. Luke swore to run again, and the moment he agreed, a deep red light appeared. The shadows around him twisted, and a figure emerged from the depths of hell. It was the demon itself. The demon consumed Luke's soul, and they fused completely. In that instant, Luke felt like he was back on the track, feeling the rush of speed, a sensation that excited him. Luke felt the thrill of speed once more, and for the first time since the accident, he smiled. The surge of adrenaline made him laugh uncontrollably, even attracting the attention of a couple passing by. They didn't understand why he was running so fast at night, but the next moment they regretted it. Because Luke had accepted the demon, it meant he had become a ghoul. Now Luke was hungry. Meanwhile, above the city, a man named Lucas was monitoring Luke. Lucas was a demon hunting mage specializing in tracking man-eating ghouls. As he watched Luke move at high speed, he assumed it was a ghoul chasing him. Lucas immediately took out his magical tools and began chasing Luke through the high-rise buildings, but his speed was no match for Luke's. Lucas didn't understand why Luke was running so fast so late at night. In truth, Luke was just enjoying the run. The next day, Lucas went to various corners of the city alone, from rooftop to street level, even marking the shop doors as if setting up a formation. At that moment, a woman came along. She was looking for her boyfriend, who had suddenly disappeared, and she asked Lucas if he had seen him. But Lucas, with his cold personality, wouldn't bother with anyone. However, Lucas's friend, Wilhelm, was more than willing to help. Through their conversation with the woman, they learned that the missing person, Luke, had been a sprint champion. Immediately, they became serious, realizing that the ghoul running at night was Luke. They decided they needed to capture him. That night, when Luke's wife came home, she found that Luke was already waiting for her at home. But now, Luke was standing up. He felt an insatiable hunger, no matter how much he ate. Luke kept rubbing his stomach, feeling starving, and then his eyes turned red. Fortunately, Wilhelm arrived just in time. He kicked the transformed Luke away. Luke, realizing something was wrong, ran off. Wilhelm broke the window and chased after him. He summoned his motorcycle and rode it toward Luke. He also summoned his sword, and the chase continued through the city. But Luke, now fully transformed into a demon, was faster. Even though Wilhelm dropped down from the sky and struck Luke's shoulder with his sword, Luke kept running. Wilhelm's motorcycle wasn't ordinary either. It extended claws and collided with Luke, shattering the glass of nearby buildings, but Luke still escaped. Wilhelm, now on his motorcycle, followed Luke, but Luke's speed was far too fast. Wilhelm couldn't catch up, but luckily Luke slowed down at a turn. Wilhelm seized the opportunity and overtook him, turning on his high beams, blinding Luke's eyes.